Welcome to Boys, episode 179.
We're almost there.
Three more, and boy howdy, we're going to get right to that in a moment. Mm-hmm. We have a very special guest tonight, very special show tonight. But first, we got to pay the bills. BoysPodcast.com. It's a hub of all things boys. There you'll find links to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as that golden donate button. Smash it, thrash it with all your heart. Send us a few bucks.
Thrash it.
If you want to.
Boys,
or don't, whatever.
Whichever.
Is there an in-between?
Perhaps,
listen,
maybe.
You know the drill.
Boys is available on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify. On Spotify, search us all one word, all lowercase, Boys Podcast. Want you to do that. Every single episode is there for your listening enjoyment. While there, subscribe to us there. Leave a review on iTunes. Tell the world how great you think we are.
Not so great. Email us at, here's the email address. It always throws me when I say email us at boys.
Right.
Okay. So you email us boys, BOYS, at boyspodcast.com. Send us some feedback. Throw your physical address in the bottom of the email, and we'll send you some free stickers. We got a whole bounty. It's almost like a horn of plenty, filled with stickers, buttons, and more.
A cornucopia, if you will.
And we will send that to you.
Thanks to our sponsors, Anthem. Another swift crack of the anthem.
How about this? Anthem Brewing. Feed the addiction. What do you think?
I like it.
Has a ring to it.
It's at 908 Southwest 4th Street. It's the tap room. Go in there. Tell them Boys sent you. They got tons of great beers on draft, on tap. They do trivia nights, game nights, all kinds of crazy stuff. Check them out. AnthemBrewing.com. Fat Bison at FatBison.com. Maker of great wooden signs and furniture for you and your family and friends.
Might be getting a little too close to Christmas to get those orders in, but you can try.
Try it now.
Hey, if you tell him Boys sent you, he might bump you up a few spots in the queue. Maybe. No promises.
No promises.
But if Christmas is, if it's too close, get you a nice New Year's sign.
I was going to say a nice New Year's sign. Maybe a sign for your lover for Valentine's.
New Year, new wood is what I always say.
Get that dick replacement. Champion Vintage. Champion_vintage_OKC on Instagram.
Is that what you call your wife?
What?
Dick replacement? I don't know. I was trying to make a joke. It was terrible. Moving on. Back to the Champion Vintage.
Yeah, check them out on Instagram.
What would the Instagram be for that?
I said it before. It's champion_vintage_OKC. It's a very lengthy, long Instagram handle, but hey, sometimes it works.
It is what it is. Lastly, thank you for the donations, feedback, the telling of a friend, the listening week after week. We took last week off. We had some travel woes. Sometimes life gets in the way. Josh is holding my brand new puppy.
You may have heard. She thinks she whimpered just now.
I heard her. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. We got a new Boston Terrier.
Oh, we got a yawn.
For the Harris household, and she is gracing Josh's lap as we speak. I've got the yesterday's tomatoes, Griselda the Shih Tzu.
Already in the past. Already here.
Sorry, bitch, you've been replaced with a cute, brand new puppy. No, Griselda's a wonderful dog. She's sitting in my lap. I'm petting her as I speak. Josh is holding the new puppy that goes by the full name of Chippy Dippy Harris. That is her name, and she is wonderful. We had to travel a little bit last week, so we took a week off, but we are back.
I like that it's Chippy, middle name Dippy.
Yeah. I mean, what else would it be?
That's true.
Chippy Dippy. You'll probably hear her whine. She likes to whine while she's being petted. That's a new thing. Griselda's nice and quiet. That's why I like her, even though she's yesterday's tomatoes.
So I'm going to apologize for taking a week off.
I'm not.
I like doing shows for you guys, but I'm glad we're here.
Makes one of us.
I'm glad you're back listening.
Yeah, absolutely. One more thing to talk about real quick, and then we're going to get to the show. Our guest, Mike Powers, is waiting patiently, checking his phone, smiling, looking handsome. We got something to talk about.
Yep.
We have an announcement to make.
Yep.
There will be the return of Blink 405 coming to the legendary Speakeasy in Oklahoma City. That's going to be Saturday, December 28th. Doors are at 9. Show kicks off around 10. We are playing with the longtime favorite of mine, Weezer cover band, tribute band. Cover band sounds kind of shitty.
Yeah. Cover band sounds like junior high, dude.
Or like dads, like Rigs of Dad.
Yeah.
They are a tribute band, and they are wonderful. They've been doing it a long time. I'd say at least, 12, 15 years?
I'd say about 15.
And friends of the show involved, and we're playing together. So we got Blink playing first, then we got Tweezer closing out the show. It is $5. Again, that's Saturday, December 28th at the Speakeasy.
51st Street Speakeasy at 1114 Northwest 51st Street. 21 and over. Children's not allowed.
No children. Josh has something that, you can't be too close
to them. I can't be within
after
a certain
time.
feet. Yeah,
and we're doing it different this time. Last time we played, we had a great turnout. We did Enema of the State in its entirety, plus about 6 or 7 other hits. We're changing it up. For those who came last time, we're just doing a huge greatest hits package.
Yeah.
We got a couple Christmas songs thrown in the mix, original Christmas songs, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We had our first practice last weekend to kind of knock the cobwebs off, and boy, howdy, did we have fun.
Get back in the swing. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We were really feeling it. We were feeling this. So come out to that. We'll spam you with flyers and information as the date gets a little closer.
Yeah.
Okay, dog. All right. Getting annoying. All right, take her back. Take her back to the breeder. I only buy my dogs from breeders. Just letting you know.
Kim deal?
Yeah. Yeah, Kelly, actually, her sister.
Oh.
So yeah, without further ado, episode 179 with Mike Powers. Okay, we're here. Thanks for coming by, Mike.
Yeah, it's a
Mike
pleasure.
Powers.
Hey.
Finally here.
Mikey P finally on the show.
Somehow.
It's funny. We were going to podcast last night. Josh and I were riding home from work together. It was very windy. Very, very windy yesterday.
It was
a lot of wind.
It was an abnormal, a lot of wind. It was very windy. Probably the windiest day on record. It was abnormally fucking windy.
Yeah.
So much so the flags on flagpoles were just straight out.
Yeah, it looked like a drawing of a flag you did when you were a child before you got down the waves. So we're driving around Hefner Parkway. We go under a bridge, and right after the bridge, we saw flames licking the sky. We saw embers being blown across the highway. We smelled the smoke, the smell of burnt plastic, burnt wood. Somebody's house was on fire.
Oh.
And I felt terrible for whoever that was.
For a second, but for a second, I also
cool
went.
To see, right?
It was kind of cool.
Yeah, but that's what I was like. That kind of looks cool. It's cool. It's cool to see. I think and it might be something that's innately like ingrained in us as like hominids, like just monkey brain, lizard brain people that we never see anything like that. We don't get stressors in our life like that a lot. But so when you see it, it's like, oh my God.
We're all human.
Yeah.
Well, human and we love fire.
Yeah, it's true.
You see fire, you want to look at it. You're trying to stare at it.
It tickles the receptors in our caveman brains.
Yes.
So to speak.
That's exactly right.
So with all that wind, we're supposed to podcast last night. My power was going out of the house. Not my mic powers, but my home power. Thank you, OG&E, for years of quality service at a reasonable price. I'm trying to get them to be a sponsor.
OG&E.
But we decided to wait because I was like, well, with our recording setup,
don't want to risk it.
If our power goes out, I lose the recording.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't save what you recorded until you hit stop. So I was like, you know what? Then I got to thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, Josh, why don't we ask Mike to be on the show? It's been a while. You work with us at Keeley Electronics.
I do.
And I was like, let's get this joker on the show.
Yeah, which is weird because my wife was asking, and I think you may have asked me this too, Robbie, like Mikey working with me, because Mikey and I have been buddies for a very long time. And the question was, oh, do you guys have never worked together before? I'm like, oh yeah, we have quite a few times.
Several
times.
Well, Josh,
but it is weird.
As our listeners know, Josh is a man of many jobs.
I'm a man of many jobs.
50 something.
58.
Oh, I might be
58.
tied at least.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. So what were the jobs you had together?
Well, we worked at Client Logic. We worked at a call center together.
Well, Client Logic?
Yeah.
Client Logic.
File that under the most generic thing I've ever heard.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, we were. Was it Citibank? What bank? Chase Bank?
No, they had just gotten, like when I first started, it was bank first, and then like 2 days later they were bought by Chase.
Yeah.
So all of our customers was my training like, hey, I know you've been this bank forever, but now I'm calling to tell you that we bought your account. We own all your money now. And why don't you balance transfer with us? We got a sweet deal going.
And I imagine that was very well received by all the people you were talking to. Like everybody was super happy about it. No questions, no concerns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of the lesser things people were, irate about.
Right.
You work for a bank.
Yeah.
People are just calling to be mad.
All right, where else? Where else have you worked together? Besides the current job.
That might actually, you know what? That might have just been it. It was just so long that might have been it. Is there anywhere else?
58 jobs. Huh?
That's the thing is there's so many that I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it is just the two.
It could be just the two. That's the we both had a lot, but we've worked in the service industry,
Oh yeah.
but never at the same place. Here's the thing: we lived together for like
Right.
fucking 2 years. So
If I were to have 58 jobs in my life, I probably would get them a little mushed up too,
Oh,
I've had a few. I've
run
probably
together.
had around like 25. But
all right, so let's do that. Mikey, what was your first job?
Very first job.
Mhm.
I worked for a bakery called A-List Bakery in Shawnee. I was a donut fry cook.
Donut Man.
I was
Donut man. How old were you?
The Doughboy.
15.
Okay, so it's
Like the day you can get a permit, I started working.
wow.
Remind me, was it 15 and a half? Or was
Yeah.
that a driving thing?
I think that was a state thing, so it must have been 15 and a half
Okay.
everywhere, yeah.
Cool.
Like basically because you got your permit, now you can go work.
Yeah, now
I
get to
think.
work.
Now I was working at like 6, but I wasn't paying taxes.
Making Nikes? What were you doing?
Well, I went to work with my dad for a long time, and then I was working at like blackberry farms. I was mowing lawns, whatever I could do. I was just trying to buy guitars. And,
Hustling. I mean, that's the thing. Isn't just mowing lawns and raking leaves and cleaning out gutters as a child? It's slave labor because they can pay you whatever they want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's child labor for sure.
Yeah, but you're getting paid.
I did a little family help,
Sure.
My dad's friend owned a lawn mowing business, and it was kind of all under the table. It wasn't like he didn't have like signage and uniforms. It was just like
no one needs to know about it.
Yeah.
when I was
only.
like 13, and much later than you guys, but when I was 13, I mowed lawns for the summer, and yeah, he totally like stiffed me. But I also made him lose his biggest client. He had a contract with General Motors, the plant out there.
Oh, that's
wow.
a lot of. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And
Acres.
he put me, which was dumb of him, but he put me on mowing their corporate area lawn, and I scalped it so bad, and it was terrible, and he lost the job like the next day.
Yeah.
It was one of those like all day things. Like you were there from sunup to sundown.
It's a lot of room.
And sometimes I had to go back the next day to finish up. And yeah, he lost it and had to let me go. Had to let me go the very next day.
At 13 or whatever.
Yeah, that's a
That's on him.
conversation. Right?
Yeah,
this is the
hire.
Well, not only that, here's my bread and butter client. I'm going to drop him on the showroom floor.
Exactly. Like, dude, give me the parking dividers. Give me
Sure,
like some
yeah.
strips to mow, and I'll
lean
do a
into
great
it.
job. Yeah. I think he was just lazy, but anyways, sorry, Dan. 20 years later, sorry. Hey, he's fine.
Hey,
He's
GM's
fine.
gone too anyway.
But the plant closed eventually. You would have lost a job.
That's right.
Eventually,
So last week, one of the reasons we took a week off is I went to L.A. for work.
Crazy sunny LA.
Yeah, dirty L.A.
It's pretty dirty.
And I had a couple stories I wanted to share with you guys. So I had never been to California before I worked at my current job. Not really the traveling type. I like it here.
Not a jet setter.
Not really. I've traveled a little bit here and there, but I wasn't. I've traveled more in the last 2 years than I have in my entire life.
Can I
Let's
ask you
just put it
this?
that way.
So being a travel virgin as you were, and now you've been doing it a lot more,
Mhm.
do you find yourself enjoying it more?
I do.
The actual travel.
I do. I kind of like to be alone.
Mhm.
Much to my girlfriend's dismay. I love her to death. I love the family we have. I love our time together.
Sure.
But there's sometimes I just like to be by myself. And that kind of translates to when I travel. So Aaron, coworker Aaron, and I, we went out to LA to shoot some video for an upcoming pedal. What's nice though is we had our own hotel room, and Aaron kind of does his own thing when we travel together, and I kind of do my own thing. Like we work together, but at night, like Aaron has some family out there. Some
Okay.
extended family, I guess you'd say. Well, I don't know anybody out there. So when we were done with our work for the day, we'd go get some dinner, And then he'd go out because, he's young. He likes to stay out and stuff. And I'm like, I'm old and my back hurts.
Right.
So I'm going to go take a bath and like
I want to see if this hotel's got a nice hot tub I can lay in.
Well, we stayed in an Airbnb and it had a beautifully clean bathroom with a very nice bathtub.
Oh, that's a deal breaker.
Dude, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. And I had a cookie, little magic cookie.
Well, treat.
Little
It's
treat.
legal out there. Totally.
little
Nothing like a bath time cookie.
Dude,
For real.
you are so right. I ate the cookie. I drew the bath. I queued up YouTube on my iPad.
Yeah.
Set it on the side very dangerously.
So I'm just imagining you just like that scene in Big Lebowski where he's got the joint on a roach clip in the bathtub,
pretty much.
just in the
Pretty
zone.
much. So yeah, so Aaron went and did his thing. I was at the hotel, ate my cookie, was in the zone, took the hottest bath you could stand. Like when you get out from like the nips down, you're like
Red.
lobster red.
Yeah.
I love that
Oh,
shit.
steam's coming off of you. Yeah.
Which kind of defeats the purpose of bathing because you're just sweating into the bathtub.
Yeah, my wife's been giving me a lot of shit. She's not giving me shit, but I always complain about my skin being dry. She's like, you take the hottest shower. It's like, but it's comfortable. I like it hot.
You a shower or bath man?
Comfort wise, I'm all about the baths, but I'm shower,
Quick.
Quick in
Convenience.
and out.
The convenience of the shower.
Now,
the
if I got
convenience of the shower.
time and I got a cookie,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
that
I got
bathtub
to plan a
cookie.
bath.
Yeah.
And then it's an ordeal.
But here's the thing.
I'm a bath boy. I do
I love
baths
them.
probably 90% of the
Oh
time.
man, that's the life.
May I ask you this, Robbie?
Yeah.
You currently own your home.
I do.
But you were previously a renter.
Yes.
Did you bathe in rent houses?
Yeah, of course.
I can't do it.
What?
I
It's
can't-
your house still.
Yeah, but it's something about it.
That somebody bathed there before?
Yeah, but here's
Do
the
you
thing.
clean?
Yeah, I clean all the
I know
time.
you do. You're a clean guy.
But it's just,
Something?
well, especially at this current
Do you
house.
picture the old people that were
I do.
There it
rubbing
is.
their dirty ass
I do.
cracks.
Well,
on
the house I
You know
currently
they're-
live in, the landlord lacquered the fuck. I've never seen this before in my life. They it's almost like they spray painted it with like those, like something you paint a car with, and then just lacquered the fuck out of it. So it just looked too, not clean's not the word.
like plasticky.
is there texture to it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like brushed on fucking
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
shiny.
you can
yeah.
cuss.
I didn't.
No,
But here's the
whatever
thing.
you want.
But here's the thing. Once hot water hits it, it starts bubbling
Does
up
it
and
bubble?
moving away.
Oh.
So then like whatever's underneath it comes out. So now it just looks
that's
like
an
this.
issue.
So now it looks dirty, but it's not.
Right.
Because he fucked it up.
Oh, what
And
is
if I
that?
ever want to take a bath in that zone,
The cookie zone.
I'm going to get paranoid about the tub that I'm, you know what I mean?
I
What
see.
is that? Thalassophobia?
I don't know. Also, I don't like my butthole touching things. And I don't have an ass, so it'd be my butthole touching that ceramic, and I'm not into that.
Yeah, your ass looks like the butt end of an orange.
There's
There's no crack.
Mm-mm.
There's no. You're not, as the kids say, thick.
I'm not thick.
You're not thick.
I
You don't
wish
have a donk, Josh.
No, I think it's
Just-
weird when men do have donks,
Just
but that's
no
beside
buffer
the
though,
point.
huh?
I don't
Straight
know.
butthole.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
It's just it's just a butthole. It's
It's
skin.
more of a belly button.
it's like the air nozzle on a basketball.
Yeah.
basically.
You're an outie.
A little bit of an outie.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have a tail.
So you're in the zone.
So I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying life, man.
Mhm.
You know, I put in a good day of work, filmed for like 6 hours straight, got to hang out with some cool artists in a
Yeah.
cool place. So I'm out in LA. This was the first time I've probably traveled for my job, I'd say about 20 times now.
Damn.
This was the first time that I got really homesick.
Really?
Like, have you ever been homesick? Like, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about like, oh man, I'd like to be home right now. I'm talking about like, you literally kind of feel sick, like,
Yeah.
and then you start going in through your mind. You're like, what can I do to get home? What can I do to get home?
Oh, the
I've got 2 more
anxiety,
days
yeah.
of this. Yeah, it was just the anxiety building, and I knew I wasn't
Yeah.
going to do anything.
Sure.
but I got super homesick. I was also very stoned, so I think that kind of compounded the
sure.
issue.
You know, being stoned somewhere other than your house, especially for, there's probably a ratio of how far away to how stoned you are, but like you do feel that longing. I feel like if
Maybe
you're on
so.
vacation or something, you're
Yeah.
just like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
This isn't
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm.
And I'm weird with THC. It's like I'm a low doser kind of guy. I like it just a little bit here and there.
The kids call that microdosing.
Microdosing.
These kids.
Can you microdose weed?
I don't know.
Anyways,
Edibles, yeah.
but
What's the smallest amount?
it's a very
the fraction.
I just need like a stem.
Just want to smell it walking by.
Right. Well, but the cookies were strong.
Oh, yeah.
The cookie did what the cookie did. The cookie did what the cookie do.
The cookie.
I sound like Pootie Tang.
All
over it.
edibles are just a mixed bag, you know? I mean,
You never know what you're going to... Hey, Mama
there's
always
so
said
many-
life is like a box of edibles. You never know what you're going to eat.
It's true. There's so many factors because it's like, have you eaten?
yeah.
How much did you eat?
Yeah, what's your BMI?
Yeah.
Like, you know, everything. Blood content. Like, do you have much irons in your blood?
Yeah,
Like,
Exactly.
when was the last time you ate a meal?
Yes, which was a long time ago.
This is the meal. This
So-
weed brownie is the meal.
That is my dinner. I'm eating cookies for dinner. A cookie for dinner.
Oh, Jesus.
So the next morning, so that was great. You know, I finally fell asleep,
Mhm.
got some rest. The next morning, Aaron and I get up, and we stayed in Echo Park, this nice little Airbnb. We've actually stayed there before.
Love that neighborhood.
And we get up in the morning and we walk from our Airbnb down to a coffee shop to get a little bite.
Mm-hmm.
And we're walking along. It's a beautiful morning. It's like 75 degrees and sunny.
Of course, you're in LA.
Yeah. And
It's going to be fucking
Is this
beautiful.
Tuesday?
right, we're walking on the right side of the road down the sidewalk, and I noticed we're walking up on a homeless man, and he's laying on his back, kind of up against a fence, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting closer, and you know, there's a lot of homeless people. You
Sure.
walk by, maybe give them $1 if they ask, you know, whatever. We're walking by, and like Aaron's in the zone. He's just kind of like bopping around with his sunglasses on. I'm in the zone, and we're just like enjoying our time together. We walk past the homeless man, and about 25 feet later, Aaron doesn't even look at me, but he just says out loud, "That man's penis was out." And I said, "Yep." This dude was laying on the ground. There's no floor. It's ground, concrete.
Yeah. God's floor.
Laying on his back. He had his pants down to about mid-thigh,
Oh.
and he had his shirt like rolled up Winnie the Pooh style, like underneath his boobs.
Uh-huh.
And his dick was just laying like belly side up, and his nuts were out too. And it was just like he was just getting a little sun.
What? He's just sunbathing?
Let me add, it was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Was it a big dick?
That's what, yeah.
It was
Enough to need some sun.
Yes.
Here's what you missed.
Yes.
So he had already done the top side.
Mhm.
Now you got to get that back side. If any sunbather knows, you gotta rotate.
You got to flip.
You gotta flip it.
It was so weird. Like that was, I did not expect to see that.
Was
first
he
thing in the
awake?
morning. He was moving.
Okay.
But he was. I don't know if he was passed
See,
out.
I didn't know
or-
if like maybe he drunkenly passed out. And
Well,
I mean, we've all passed out and
Well,
woken up
maybe
in
that-
weird positions.
Maybe that was done to him. Like, I got to see what's going on down here. Let me get a look.
Yeah, I
at
mean, get a look at what's going on.
You like kneel down. Like, give me that hog.
Just show me that hog. I'm
The homeless hog.
Ugh. Dude, it was so weird to see something like that first thing in the morning.
Oh yeah,
Then
jarring.
So then we keep walking, and we get a good laugh at it, you know, and you know, Aaron being such a like good like Christian
Wholesome
boy,
kid, yeah.
wholesome kid, nice guy.
Mhm.
To hear him say that just cracked me up because I've never heard the guy say a cuss word. Like I've never heard him say anything
But he said
bad about
penis.
something. He did say penis. I know penis isn't a cuss word, but it was just funny to hear him say,
penis
"I just
is
saw
not.
that man's penis."
Yeah.
And yeah, to answer
Did
your
he
question,
seem like he was
pretty juicy.
shook? He was just shook?
No, he actually just kind of
Like
it was-
observation.
Yes, it was
Sure.
very like matter of fact.
Didn't even break stride.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
So then, so we keep walking,
Sure.
heading to our destination, and we take a left, go down. We're on Sunset Boulevard or Sunset. I think it's Boulevard, right? Yeah.
From whatever.
And
From all the songs I've heard and movies I've seen.
then we step over another passed out homeless man. Like
Of course.
this time, we had to literally step over
Sure,
him.
because he's obstructing.
He was
yeah.
laying in the sidewalk with his head in the street.
Oh wow.
So we step over this guy, and he didn't move. We get our breakfast. We leave, walk back. You know, got to step over the homeless man again.
Mm-hmm.
Only this time, he was surrounded by paramedics putting a black sheet over him.
You did it.
I stepped over a dead guy.
No,
And-
you killed him.
Maybe. I told him, I was like, you got to go check out this guy's dick. And he had a heart attack because he was so
Yeah,
excited and he
Like-
keeled over it.
I sucked that dick last night.
Terry's got his dick out again.
Yeah.
I gotta see this.
So not only did I see a homeless man's penis
You
at
saw
8
a
in the
dead
morning,
homeless man.
I stepped over a dead body.
What's the span here? Like 30 seconds?
2 minutes?
2 minutes?
2 minutes tops.
Ah, that's good. That's a
Lot
good run.
to take in before 9 a.m.
Right.
I mean, homelessness is an issue.
It truly is.
Was that your first time to see a dead body like that? Like to walk over, like
I mean, I've been
in
to
the
funerals.
Right. I mean, but like,
when was your first?
what was to see one like that? When we were in Chicago.
Oh, like just out in public, dead body?
We were getting
Well,
off.
it seems more likely in Chicago. It's
We were getting
super
off
cold.
the L, and it was midday, and we're walking, and there's kind of like a horseshoe semicircle, right, of people kind of gathered around, and I see like but the foot's sticking out, so I have to walk over this foot, and I look to my right, and there's just body. I'm like, oh, maybe someone got overheated or something.
Right.
No, it's a fucking corpse, a dead body.
It's an unsettling feeling.
It's weird.
Have you ever seen a dead body, like one that you weren't planning? You know, not going to a funeral.
No, I mean, I don't think I've seen one that I know of. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
where you're say you're around 60,000 people or something, and you're like, well, maybe who knows?
Yeah, there
But,
might
like,
be a dead body.
I
in
definitely
the mix.
didn't walk over, a corpse or come to find one on a sidewalk anywhere.
Dude, it was wild and very unsettling.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we realized he was dead after breakfast, because I might not have been in the mood to eat.
It would have ruined my meal. Would have given it a 1-star review.
Yeah.
Really? You wouldn't feel like super grateful and just really
I
hungry?
would. Yeah, like
That's
this
actually a good point.
bacon and eggs.
Like,
man.
God, nothing's going to taste better than being alive, and I'm going
Aaron's really good about finding good places to eat when we travel.
Mhm.
I've admitted it many times on the show. I'm a food simp. Like, dude,
Oh, yeah.
give me a...
You're a basic bitch.
some white gravy.
Yeah, just give me some toast with no butter on it, no jam.
Oh, that's
Just
Just give me
okay. You got me beat there.
Just give me a scrambled egg,
Prison
nothing
food.
on it, just this. Yeah.
yeah. But so Aaron's always like looking up Yelp. Like, we found a dope Italian place that we ate dinner at the night before. It was like a little ma and pa. Like, it was like mwah, like a real taste of Italy.
hey, look up to the head.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It was like the red and white tablecloth, real candles,
Like
not
a
that
cartoon
electronic
almost?
bullshit. Yeah, dope. But imagine a Yelp review, like you're trying to find breakfast, and it's like, the breakfast burrito was great, but could you do something about the dead bodies outside? 1 star. 1 star. I had to take a half a star off because of the dead body out front.
The ambiance was great. I looked outside and there was a corpse.
it was
Yeah.
Ed McMahon.
So, okay, to wrap up my travel, so
Sure.
had a great trip, though, other than the dead body and the homeless penis. On the way home,
Homeless penis.
there was a service dog on the plane. And when I say the word service dog,
He was sucking a man's dick.
Mikey,
Oh.
when I say service dog, what do you picture?
Like the dog from Full House, with maybe a vest on.
Or what breed?
What job?
What breed?
Golden Retriever.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Maybe a German Shepherd.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, the super smart, loyal dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was like a basset hound.
Oh.
Weird.
Okay. Speaking of dogs, I can hear my dog barking. Sorry about that. So it was a basset hound, which are an adorable dog.
Yeah.
Right? Short
I'm trying to
legs.
think of what service it would provide.
Right? Slobber?
Now
Velvety
people have
ears?
like emotional dogs.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. That shit's getting out of control, man. Emotional support dogs. I've seen this happen. Businesses posting this more and more of like, an emotional support dog is not a service dog. Do not bring that shit on a plane. Do not bring it into a place of business.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Well, get this, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're cruising at 30 thou.
Oh, shit.
We're making our way home.
Yeah.
I'm homeward bound. It's been an incredible journey. I'm ready to make my layover in Dallas and get my ass home to the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I'm just like, and then I see the flight attendants. I almost said stewardesses, but I don't know if that's like, is that bad?
That
to
is
say
not
these
woke.
days?
Not
Okay.
woke.
Well, you know me.
Stewards.
They call me the woke kid.
Yeah.
So I smell something, and then I see like the fear in the flight attendant's eyes. And they were in the middle of dragging the cart down the aisle to give everybody their juice or water or whatever. And she's like, we're gonna have to stop the in-flight service. We're having a bit of an emergency. And let me tell you something. Anytime you hear we're having a bit of an emergency on an airplane,
Oh, yeah.
you pucker.
Oh, yeah. Immediately.
Josh might finally have an innie in that instance.
Yeah.
You know?
My butthole retracts inside.
Yeah. And that was right around the time I smelled dog shit. This dog shit on the plane. And I was like in the middle, like I wasn't in first class, I wasn't in the back. I was right over the wings.
Right.
This dog was about like 5 seats behind me. It had its own seat and everything. He diarrhea shit all over the plane.
Dude, cool.
Now, you're in the air You're breathing recycled air.
Mm-hmm.
You're nervous. I'm not the best flyer. I'm not like crazy, but
right.
Dude, it was maybe one of the most horrific like moments I found myself in a long time.
That's terrible because all you're gonna smell is that dog shit,
and it's gonna be recycled over and over.
Two-parter here. Plane lands. Everyone gets off the plane. I believe that next flight's probably going to be delayed.
I would think.
I would clean that seat. But here's the thing: someone's sitting in that dog shitty seat later.
Oh, it was in the seat.
Yeah.
That plane's
diarrhea
grounded.
spray.
It's a basset hound. That's going to be a pretty big shit.
It's a lot of shit,
dude. Fuck that, and fuck that person bringing that dog on there.
I agree. Now, if you're
blind,
right. Yes, by all means.
I get it, but a basset hound's not going to walk you around, fucking Mr. Magoo.
That's the thing. That's it.
Here's so we can drag a man off of airplane for we've seen it go viral. You know,
it's kind of like that time you were dragged off the plane for screaming the N-word over.
It happens.
It's terrible.
That time I fucked that basset hound.
Your picture's still up.
Here's what you do. You as soon as that dog shits, you grab that lady and you go, "We're gonna land the plane and you're getting off the flight now, and take your goddamn dog with you."
We had to divert the plane because of dog shit.
You should. Did you?
No.
Oh, they should have.
We kept on cruising, bro.
Dude, that is a.
I don't know.
That shit can kill you. So you're putting fecal matter in the air. You know, imagine if you had to sit next to that lady.
Right. But kids are also eating ass these days.
Right.
So
you're not going to be happy. You may get a couple flyer miles, but like, yeah, I mean,
that's fucking gross.
You change enough diapers,
sure.
You're wiping your fucking eyes with shit in it. Who cares?
Has that happened to you?
Oh, I'm sure.
Have you been shit on?
I've been shit on, around, and probably in my food. Who the hell knows?
Listener,
We've all eaten a little shit.
Mikey's a father. His son is 3, so
No, it's 5 now. Thank God.
5. Oh, Jesus.
He wipes his own ass.
I wipe my own ass. So, Robbie, it's funny you said Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey.
Oh, the national treasure.
On the way here, Mikey and I were talking about. I don't even know how it came up. Just random, like how you and I have random shit pops in our heads we talk about. What was the fascination with cinema in the 90s with either having an animal that plays sports or an animal that does something that an animal should not do?
An extraordinary animal.
Right.
Well, just the animals are the protagonist of the movie.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like that doesn't exist
That's
anymore.
your star.
That's it.
Dunstan checks in.
Right.
An ape runs a hotel.
He's a bellhop.
Yeah, he's a bellhop.
He's a bellhop. And then the entire Air Bud series.
Yeah, they're still going.
Where he plays basketball, baseball, hockey. There's not a sport that goddamn dog couldn't play.
No, he was like the Bo Jackson of dogs.
And then there was MVP, most valuable primate. Mm-hmm. So all these.
Oh, you're getting in the deep cuts,
dude. It was everywhere.
What about like Homeward Bound?
Homeward Bound's
or what about
the legend though?
Look Who's Talking Now?
Look Who's Talking Now with the dogs. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, was that the third one?
Yeah.
Now I wouldn't classify like a Turner and Hooch.
Sure.
I don't know, man. Well, the dog doesn't talk.
What about K9?
John Belushi?
Mm-hmm.
Jim Belushi.
Jim. It was not John.
Belushi.
Yeah.
I would argue that's the same genre, but maybe catered towards the parents.
I would argue that K9 is just a fucking ripoff of Turner and Hooch.
Possibly. Speaking of dogs, we have a beautiful soundtrack going by.
Well, that's why I'm talking about dog. Let's just
hopefully the compressor will squash it out.
Oh, probably so.
Hard knee on it.
Okay. Yeah, it's fucked up because I've never seen an Air Bud. Mm-hmm. I've never seen a most valuable primate, MVP, but I definitely saw Homeward Bound as a kid.
What about Bingo? Bingo?
The song?
Dude, it's
wait,
exactly
the song, the game,
same.
the movie?
What's
what
Bingo?
So the plot is almost identical to, not necessarily. So Homeward Bound, I'm sure everyone knows.
Why don't you fill us in?
Well, okay, so you got a cat and you got 2 dogs, and they're left at a ranch for like a weekend. Like, hey, why don't you watch these? We're moving, and while we move, why don't you take care of these dogs?
Okay.
Well, that lasts about 5 minutes, so they get out of, and then, hilarity ensues.
Yes. They start their journey.
They make their way home.
One of the dogs voiced by Michael J. Fox.
Now, Bingo.
Was it the little shaky chihuahua? Speaking
There's
of
a chihuahua?
No, I was making Parkinson's joke.
Dude, it's been so long. God Got it. God, I'm
That's
slow
funny.
today.
That was funny.
That's good. So bingo is
Uh-huh.
the same thing, except for they just leave. It's Home Alone with dogs.
Okay.
They leave,
Home Alone with dogs.
and you get about 4 miles away, and they're like, "Oh, well, we left the dog. Oh well." That's what
because
the
it's
dad.
a fucking dog.
Of course, the kid's like saying the whole time, like, we left the dog. Can we go back and get the dog or figure out what we're going to do? They're like, nah, it's too late now. The dog walks about 500 miles, follows the family on vacation and gets there. But the movie is pretty much the same.
Okay.
Except this is the dog. I'm just imagining the dog. So the
Did you
dog
say
is
Michael Richards?
on the same path as the family. So he's just a few behind.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it's
they
like-
go to McDonald's. He smells the thing, and
Right.
That's exactly
Like
it.
they leave the diner and then he shows up like right as they're like leaving. And like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they're like, oh, cool, a dog, and they try to cook him in the chili. There's dog specific stuff.
Okay.
Sure.
Gotcha.
There's got to be an antagonist.
I've never seen Bingo.
I mean, I've never heard.
I mean,
of
I
it.
wouldn't,
But here's the thing.
Is it on Netflix?
Maybe. I was a sucker for those movies as a kid, though. I mean, I saw Milo and Otis, and I thought that was great.
Oh man.
Then you find out the brutal fucking truth about that movie is a lot of dogs and cats died making that movie. Lots.
Really?
Yeah, they killed a lot of dogs.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, on purpose. I was like,
Not
what's
on
the
purpose.
danger
Like
here?
they would have these like scenes, where the dogs got to cross the river or whatever, and like, well, that one died. Let's get another one.
Oh.
They just got like 6 more.
Yeah, bunch of animals died in that.
I never thought about that.
Dog movies though, like they don't age along with the production. Like if the movie starts, I mean, we need a puppy for 2 years. Well, you just got to keep flopping in fresh puppies every
churning them
6
out.
weeks.
One of the best.
Flopping 'em in.
One of the best ones. Beethoven.
Oh well, yeah.
You watch the growth of that puppy into a giant dog, who runs amok.
Yeah.
Charles Grodin.
What's that second one? Beethoven.
Beethoven's second,
Beethoven's second, right? And there's 4 of them, right?
and then Beethoven. I think it was.
You know what?
related to
I'll
Beethoven
argue the
too.
second one is better than the first one.
Oh, sure.
Because you got 4 Beethovens.
Yeah.
And it's all the same cast, which is nice.
Yeah.
One of those 90s movies, the second one was like,
Oh, dude.
the mom's not the same. Who the hell is this lady?
The direct to video
Oh,
sequel,
yeah.
always a shitty end of the deal.
Okay, here's one. Problem Child 2. The
Sure.
mom isn't the same, but the actress plays the new girlfriend.
Okay, listen, guys.
Okay, that's
We're going
next
to pause
level.
and take
We're
this
gonna
dog.
have to pause.
All right.
I gotta address my dogs. I'm gonna go drown them in a river. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back.
The puppies are dead. We're good.
No, they're quiet. they're taking a very long nap. So sorry to derail the conversation.
Oh,
I
it's
just
okay.
figured we owed it to the listener.
What were we talking? Oh, yeah.
Talking about dog movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I want to switch
animal
gears
movies.
here for a moment.
Sure.
I want to talk about you,
Great.
Mike. I've known you for a long time. Josh has
Yes.
known you even longer. And I want to know about you, man. Part of the show is going back, talking about growing up, talking about where you're from, talking about what you did. Were you born in Oklahoma?
I was. I grew up in Shawnee. I was born here in the city, but I don't know, it's probably about 3 or 4 when we moved down there and grew up there. And it's a lot different now, obviously, but like even then to be one of the kids, sorry, I'm off mic here, one of the kids who was into punk rock shows or into any kind of alternative, anything, you either had to create it or you had to move or you had to like be friends with people that knew what was going on in the city, which the city was the city for
Right.
us. It was huge. It was
Yeah.
like,
It's a
well,
big
you guys
deal.
you're Choctaw,
Choctaw,
right?
Choctaw, yeah.
Oh,
so
both?
it's we're both from
Oh,
Choctaw,
I didn't
so
know that. That's
a
awesome.
little bit closer,
Closer,
to
but you know
civility,
what I mean?
but-
You're like, oh, I got to go to Guitar Center or whatever. It's just like, it's a trip.
Yes.
So like, anything that I really wanted to do, I kind of had to create, we didn't have venues for shows. So I would just kind of make venues or like we would go around town and be like, hey, we'll give you a cut of the door and we're going to play a show here on Friday night. And most people are like, I don't even know what that is. What does that mean? And we're talking like laser tag places.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like bowling alleys. We're talking church Wednesday night stuff, like whatever we could get into to play.
Fellowship halls.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of shows in churches.
Yeah, and like the
basement
music,
cafes.
the music that I was playing and writing and interested in we'd never get invited back.
Right.
It was
Just a trail of burned bridges.
Sure, no one
you.
was ever really ready for what we were trying to do. And so early on, like I knew I wasn't really going to stay there growing up, and got lucky enough to kind of get involved with a couple Edmond bands.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the time, let's see, like Hopes Carrot was one,
Mm-hmm.
Chasing Paris, those kind of guys. But it was impossible for any Oklahoma or Shawnee band to play at the Green Door, which was like the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking like, you guys remember press kits? We're that old, right?
Right. Yeah.
Where
You
you go
got
get
the
your
glossy.
glossy. Yeah. And then you get your CD, and you have a bio made up. And I'm mailing those all around.
Totally, man. You're like writing out your bio. Like I remember sitting at my like old compact computer, like my first computer. I'm like, Robbie Harris, guitar and vocals. Oh, that just has a ring to it, doesn't it? It was so
I wish
corny.
I could go back and find those old glossies though. Just look at this guy.
Well, that was like pre-digital, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, that's the thing. Is
You
like
put in a giant manila envelope.
we put in a lot of work. As our generation coming up with music, it was just that's the only way that you were ever going to play out.
Now, when did you start playing guitar?
Oh, I was probably 6 or 7.
Damn, that young?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, I probably had about 6 or 7 albums before I graduated high school. Like I just recorded.
Wow.
I didn't party. I didn't really do anything other than just try to write music and play shows.
Now, did you gravitate to guitar first or bass first? Because I know Severn, you played bass in.
Exactly. Well, so I started out as guitar and just kind of just learned theory on guitar. And then by the time I got old enough to try to play with other people, I realized everybody wants to play guitar. The only way I was ever going to, kind of separate myself was to become a bass player.
Yeah.
So I just dedicated myself to that. I mean, I played bass for probably another 10 years after that. I mean, I never really stopped playing guitar, but I wasn't in a band playing guitar until probably 2004.
We've all had that like bass player by default, either
Sure.
yourself or a friend.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
you
even
know?
now. Like,
Yeah.
I'll fill whatever. I'll play drums.
Well, I think all three of us have done the bass player by default thing.
Sure.
Like, you need a bass player? Okay, I'll do it.
I got a bass.
Yeah.
I got to buy an amp.
The
but-
worst part is that was it. It was like, guess I'll start over again.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
But I just bought this half stack
Yeah.
for guitar, and now but I want to play,
Well,
so
trade up. I can't have both. So
yeah, go over to Craigslist and for trade, brand new Marshall JCM 900.
Yeah, to get an amp peg, and then that band lasts for like a year, and then that breaks up. Well, I guess I'll trade this back and get some more guitar stuff.
Yeah.
God, I've done that so many times, just trading for what needed done.
Well, let me ask you this, man. That's
Yeah.
that's perfect segue there. What was the one that got away? What was the guitar or bass, but maybe guitar, that got away that you wish?
I mean, there's several.
Damn it! I wish I wouldn't have got rid of
Well, the biggest one. So what I started playing on, what I learned on, was it's like a 1976 Epiphone chamber like style. So like they didn't really make them more than that 1 year, and it was my dad's in high school, and he just had it kind of sitting behind a chair.
Now, is this an electric, acoustic?
No, just an acoustic 3/4 chamber.
Oh, okay.
Like
right.
And I wrote so many songs, and it was probably one of the best setup guitars I've ever played. And the cool thing is, like, my dad was a 3rd generation sign builder, so he built like neon signs and stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
But they used to do a lot of barter work. So like any business needed like nicks or something, they would go in and fix a sign and get free burgers or whatever. So he and his brother both got free guitars when they were in high school for doing neon. And that's what I learned on. And later on, I think this was probably She Was Beautiful, which was probably my second band. I don't remember anymore.
Much like those jobs.
Second or third band I was in. Again, I needed something different than I had, and I lent it. I didn't sell it intentionally, but I lent it to someone who was trying to learn how to play guitar. And he gave me his bass, which was a sweet bass. I wish I never got rid of. It was it was American Fender, but it was the Megadeth series.
Oh, nice.
With the black blood mirror guard.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
That was sweet. But and then I moved to Tulsa and started playing in bands and stuff, but I never got that guitar back from him that I lent him. And then I contacted him years later, and he's like, "Oh, some guy in Texas owns it now." So it's just long gone. I mean, but I've had like a Gibson Marauder that's just like never going to show up again.
Right.
Most of it's just...
You had a pretty sweet Warwick bass for a while.
I did,
You still
yeah.
have that?
No. The only thing I have now is like a first stat guitar, which is awesome.
But that's the thing. A lot of people think that those guitars are shit, but they actually had like a
Dude,
higher end
Oh
series
yeah,
that
their
were
custom
like
series
really
is like
nice.
$4,000 guitars.
Yeah.
like,
But you think
the
like the
Target
Walmart
guitars,
Target
yeah,
guitar,
those pay the
exactly.
bills for them to be able to create those crazy guitars.
100%. I've
If
seen
you
some
can-
like beautiful custom shop ones, and I'm like, damn, what is it?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, really? That's awesome.
Yes. So I have a Sheena, and actually the reason I have that, it was the guitar player Drew Hall was playing that. Well, he had several really, really cool guitars, but he got that one and gave it to me as like our last Mansion show. He's like, here you go, and kind of gave it to me.
That's cool.
But man, I've gotten it set up so well now that I love it. I can't get rid of it. I don't have anything in it, so I don't have any reason to sell it.
No,
so.
and that's kind of the thing, like Josh is a flipper.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a flipper myself. I've been through way more guitars than Jobs. I've probably been through 200 guitars in my, since I was
Yeah.
15. And
Can you imagine them all in a room together?
dude, I wish.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah, and every once in a while I'll like get on my old like Imgur account or something, and like like I'll see, oh, I uploaded those photos to flip that guitar, or here's a family shot of the guitars I had when I lived in the roach infested apartment in Norman by myself, and I'm like, damn. One of the ones that I had that got away, and it wasn't the nicest or most valuable, but when I was living in Austin, I bought it was an Epiphone Les Paul Custom.
Oh, those play so good.
But this was a made in Japan, and it had a Gibson headstock. And
Really?
it was like, when I bought it, it was very played.
That's the Lawsuit series.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
only,
And
they
they're
only had
hard
them
to-
1 year,
Yeah,
too,
and
I
they're
believe.
really hard to find.
I mean, straight up Gibson open
Yeah.
book headstock, black and gold. It had DiMarzio super distortions in it. And dude, like whoever owned this guitar before me, like this guitar had a life.
Yeah.
Like it was beat the fuck up, but it played beautifully. Like the action was perfect. The neck was straight
That's
as an
all that
arrow.
matters,
It
really.
sounded
Yeah.
great. And I played it in a band Skyline Picture Show with some friends back in the day. And I fucking love that guitar. After the band broke up,
Was it white?
it was black.
Oh,
Black
I was trying
and
to
gold.
remember because I remember that band.
Yeah, it was black and gold. Nick might have had a white one, but loved that guitar. And then, how it goes, you stop playing, you're like, well, I could offload a few of these. And I sold it to some dude. And
Yeah, that band, you had like a Marshall full stack too, right?
I did.
Like
yeah,
two,
I was,
412s
Were they both
and-
slants?
two slants. Yeah, so I put them side by side.
Did you V them out?
A little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
little V. So I could like sit back in there.
Yeah.
But
pocket.
yeah, and then I'd put the head like in between. And we were very loud band.
That band was so fucking dope.
Yeah, I know, man. It was one of my favorites I've ever been in. Besides Blink 405, of course. But yeah,
That, as a side note, that's probably got to be super fun.
the Blink thing,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
a fucking blast,
Yeah.
man. Like we, and what was cool, man, we didn't really expect much at our first show, but the turnout was, mwah. It was, I mean, it was packed, and we played well, and it was just very well received. We've dressed the part.
I mean, you guys aren't going to say it, but that's a super group that you have put together to play like one of the funnest records.
Maybe, man, we had a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'll say this. It was the most well-attended show I've ever played.
Yes, and maybe the most
Really?
money we've ever made as a band.
Isn't that weird, though, that like when you go to do a cover show,
Totally.
you sell out and make his... I did a show once in Lawrence, and I had never even heard of the band before. And then they were like, hey, we're playing a show tomorrow. We're going to do about 28 songs. Do you think you can learn them? I'd never even listened to this band before. And they just kind of shot me a set list, and I showed up and played it. But it was Guided by Voices. And I was like, never even heard of this band. I'm not old enough to have really gotten into them.
Totally.
And so, I mean... it made me super nervous. I mean, I'm not weird about not knowing stuff because I can kind of follow along fairly well.
Yeah.
But like when you got a room full of people that expect what someone else wrote to be played well,
Totally.
it's kind of, I don't really get nervous, but that made me nervous.
I feel like the pressure is a little more like pertinent
Yeah.
when you're playing like covers. Especially when like we approach it like, okay, we're not just going to stand up there with like the wrong instruments and the wrong way to dress and the wrong songs.
Oh, you guys are doing it.
Well, we did it like tribute. Like
You
we
have
wore
to.
like Hurley and
Sure, you
Dickies
gotta
and
do it.
everything.
If you're going
and
to do it, do it.
got their instruments, the signature series and everything.
Trying
I'll
to get
say,
like
though,
the tone down like perfect.
Yeah.
I'll tell you though that is a dream come true for Chris.
Oh yeah.
Like
Dude,
I've known that dude for like 20 something years, and like that's always what he wanted to do.
Mikey.
Good drummer. Good drummer.
Mikey,
He's
Mikey and Chris
amazing.
went
He's
to
probably
high school
top
together.
3 in the state. Easily.
I'm gonna make him listen to this. You hear that, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
He always makes the joke.
Tell
like,
your mom I said hi.
He always makes the joke like, "Y'all want to do it with somebody else?" And we're like, "We wouldn't be doing this if you weren't involved.
Yeah.
You're not,
I just can't see it.
not just the first, but the only person. You even kind of look like the guy. Like, we need you, man. You're
I mean, I
funny.
can't really say how much he learned from those records. I mean, he's a phenomenal drummer.
Yeah.
Like, we were both in drumline together, and he was just excellent. His technique is insanely good. But, like, that would be like me playing a Baroness show or something. Like, that's how much fun I would have.
Yeah, dude. It's
and
a blast.
for him to play that, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: what was your favorite band you were ever in?
Who were you guys?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, if it's based on like what we actually got done as a band, probably Mansion, which is my band from Lawrence, Kansas. I wrote everything. It was really fun. It's exactly what I wanted to play at the time. But the cool thing about that band is 2 out of the 5 guys that were in the band worked for a production company as booking. So we literally played with all my favorite bands.
That's great.
Dude, it was so much fun.
Get in where you fit in.
Yeah. I mean, like, we did a show with Torch one time, and we opened, and it was like 9 people there on a Tuesday night in Iowa City.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, hey, no one's here. So we go up to Steve, who's the singer of Torch, and was like, hey, we have a floor cover that we play sometimes, which was his old band when he was younger. And I was like, we're going to play this floor cover, and we want you to come up and do vocals. So, like, he came up and sang while we played and probably butchered the song that he wrote.
Right.
That was one of the cooler things. But I mean, just for sheer fun, probably one of the, well, it's tight and really good. What you're looking for to be in a band, it was probably Tokyo Smash. I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we lived it 7 days a week. We practiced literally every single day. It was just what we did. And, you know, it was really fun.
Wasn't that
I
a
kinda
great
miss
time,
being in that,
man? Yes.
I miss being in a band where you don't even have to have your eyes open. Like, you just,
You know.
you feel the energy from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I kind of missed that a lot.
Were you around for that? Were you in that scene? So there was that scene, and that word sounds so lame for
it's
some
fine.
reason. But that, like, Tokyo Smash, like that fucking, what were the band, like, what were the bands in the city? Like Hopes to Carrot and
yeah, I mean, well, for that, like, pop rock, all stuff, like, you know, you had like Chasing Paris was a big one.
Right.
You had,
What
like,
about Minutes
Minutes
Too Far
Yeah.
was the big one
Yeah.
too. Yeah. I mean, obviously they took it further than any of us did. I mean, Minutes was awesome.
Yeah. It was a good time. I was kind of, I wasn't in the scene, but I did attend some
Right.
shows. Like,
But
I
that's-
wasn't playing in those style of bands.
That's a
or
hard
anything.
gauge because you're talking about the beginning of probably the best 8 years of music that will happen in our lifetimes.
Right.
You know, like 2003 to 2008 was some of the best music that was ever written and recorded, which means the local scenes were in a lot of ways even better than what was coming
Well, yeah,
out.
Right.
I feel like there were so many bands, young kick. I mean, at that time, I was in my early 20s, and these were like 17-year-old kids, 17 to like 25, that were doing it way better than I ever did at that age. Like Roma Secrets and Tied for Second, like bands like that. There was like, what the fuck are you guys even do? How are you doing
Just
this?
super polished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, one of my favorite bands that you were a part of was The University.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, talk about a fun band.
That was so much fun. And we actually did it wasn't necessarily a reunion show a couple of years ago, but we did a show and we reunited for it.
Now, was that the prom thing?
Yeah, the prom court,
Prom
which was another throwback that,
Dude.
yeah, Johnson had
fun.
been doing, Aaron Johnson from Tulsa had been doing these festivals. He did prom core and then he did what was the other one? There was a Halloween one too.
It wasn't Hellfest, was
No,
it?
I almost said Hellfest,
I know,
but
right?
that's obviously not even close. But anyway, like 15 years go by and he's like, I'm going to do another one. So like almost everybody who played that show was a reunion
Really?
from the old bands, which was like
That's
something
super cool.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Van Dyne's old band Black Dog played it. Like, it was that was a really fun
It
show.
was super fun. Yeah.
was a fun
There was just an energy to that band, and like, you know, Aaron being Aaron, you being
Yeah.
you know, like everybody involved it was like super into it, super fun.
Well,
And I loved it. Like, I remember seeing you guys at the I guess
It
the
was so-
conservatory or
yeah.
whatever it was.
dude,
at
we
the
sold
time.
out our first show.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well,
We had people
that's
that
remarkable.
turned away at the conservatory somehow. But that was another thing that, like, I just show up and write songs, and you guys handle the business, and it worked out okay. Because
even the way you guys
suck at that.
Even the way you guys marketed that band, and you kind of have to make, if you want to make any money, you got to business it.
I hated that.
Why your shirt was just like a generic like vector, or what do you call that?
Like a clip art.
Clip art of like a beer mug.
MSP.
It says party shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
it.
sold a lot of them, I'd imagine.
Tons.
We did a few runs of that shirt. Yeah.
Damn.
There you go.
Yeah. That band in general is more like, we didn't really want to have a stage. It was just like, all of you are in this too. Like, we're all together and we're all partying together.
That's the kind of vibe it gave off.
Yeah.
Like very communal and just high energy, fun.
Yeah.
A little not silly is the wrong word, but like you guys didn't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you know?
I certainly didn't. You know, there were times where I would just riff on stuff that had been well established, and people were just like, whatever, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that band was a lot of fun. And you know, and that was kind of the culmination of how good Oklahoma City scene was, and like how tight everybody was. I mean, there weren't really cliques as far as music went, because you would have a local show and it'd be, you know, you'd have hip hop, you'd have metal, you'd have punk, you'd have emo, you'd have whatever, all in the same bill, and it would just sell out.
Totally.
It was basically a house party, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what made those shows super fun to me. It's like,
Yeah.
you didn't go see 3 industrial bands or 3, you know, emo bands. It's like, no, you have a little bit of everything. And that was, as a younger guy, that was great because I got to open my eyes to like new things. You know?
Well, it also keeps you like, it keeps you from getting not bored, but like, you know, so many times you go to a show and all the bands sound the same, so you find yourself kind of drifting away or going outside to smoke a cigarette or getting another beer at the bar or maybe leaving. You know what I mean?
Right
Like,
now,
so,
it's like, I gotta
yeah. But if you have like 3 different bands that sound nothing alike, you're like, well, shit, this band's fucking rips, and it's this other thing. That's the other thing too, because I think we all grew up on like punk rock. Well,
this is
Snoop Dogg.
pre-social media. I mean, we're talking like word of mouth, or maybe Facebook,
right?
Or not Facebook. Sorry,
but
maybe
I mean,
MySpace, something. But
Yeah.
it was all just like, dude,
but you were still handing out flyers or hanging up posters. And that's one thing we did for the first Blank 405 shows. We actually like flyered and hung up posters.
Oh,
and, you know, we did social media as well. You have to.
What did that feel like?
Good.
Yeah.
It was.
Did you hit them all? What'd you do?
No,
I did. I
did
hit
you
them
hit
all.
I didn't.
Yeah,
hit
you
them all.
did.
I went. No, my thought was, I was like, okay, this is Blink 182 cover set. Where do you put post? I got to go to the mall. I got to hang up a poster in Hot Topic.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did. I went to the mall. I went to Hot Topic, and I put a stack of flyers, and then I hung a poster in there. And as I'm walking out, I go, well, wait, we're playing at a bar.
Oh.
Can you,
Right.
New adult problems that we didn't have.
Right.
Tell your
16.
parents. Tell your parents. You know.
That's how
Tell
I
your parents,
immediately-
get a babysitter.
Exactly.
You're coming.
Yeah. That's exactly how I would have thought. I was like, well, there's going to be dads in here where their daughters are buying a, I don't know, 5 Seconds to Summer t-shirt. And they're like, oh, Blink 182, I like them. Go to
That's
that
my
show.
dream show.
I used to listen to them back.
Show
in the
up
day.
and play a show, and it's literally all just like 50-year-old dads. And it's just like,
Well, what was dope?
I had
is-
to make time to come to
exactly.
Yeah.
You better be good. They got their white New Balances on.
Oh,
They're
they got
ready
opinions.
to rock. Yeah.
this. What do you think you do?
But what was cool, man, is you know, yeah, the Speakeasy's 21 and up, but there was a nice range of ages at our show. Like there were people our age and older, and then there were like younger guys and girls that were like 21, 22. And what was really funny, Mike, is we're playing, and I look out, and there's like several, you know, there was a lot of people there, and several people in my direct line of sight that were wearing Blink 182 shirts.
Oh, yeah.
And that was kind of cool to me.
I wonder
It's
how
like,
many had to like buy one for the show.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
Which is even cooler.
I saw a couple of crispy white prints on some
Yeah.
brand new dark black shirts.
Maybe they saw like they forgot to take off the small thing that's like. Do you ever do that? Do you ever buy like a pair, like, usually on jeans where like the sticker's still on there?
No, but I used to work at Hot Topic, and the running joke was I would lift up my shirt, and on the fly of my pants, it would be one of those stickers that said extra large. That was
nice.
It was pre-Me Too.
Nice.
Hot Topic.
Yeah, man.
I'm surprised it wasn't printed on the pants.
Right. A lot of room to grow.
Was
Those
that one of your jobs? Did you ever work
pants.
at?
I've only worked one retail job, and actually I was not on the floor. I worked at Urban Outfitters back in like 2009, but I was the art director.
Oh,
So
in
I-
Lawrence, right?
Yeah, I did all the carpentry.
See, that's
you've
a
been in
cool
those stores,
job.
and they're fucking crazy shit hanging all over the walls. My job was to build that shit
Really?
and design it, yeah.
That's dope.
Which is pretty cool.
Well, that's what you do now,
that's
right?
what I do. Yeah, I mean, that's what I've always liked doing. I like building shit, designing shit.
Tell me about that. Like, what do you do? What are you working on now, or what's the normal week or month in
you know, I mean, I'm kind of out of the game as far as productivity goes. Like this time last year, I was knee deep in road cases and stuff like that. But I mean, I build tools, I build furniture, I build whatever needs done. But like, I'm doing a kind of easy project right now where like my brother-in-law like was randomly at Lowe's and some guy had some pecan slabs in his truck. He was like, I'll sell you slabs for $50. So I'm building him a bench out of those.
Oh, cool.
And you know, I mean, it's kind of just, you know, honing my skills because my ultimate goal is to, you know, build handcraft guitars.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah. I mean, I've been working at it for probably 6 years and I've got a lot of cool stuff that I've made and, you know.
I wish I was good with wood. I wish I was handy. Like I can do like minor stuff around the house, but I'm
the cheapest hobby.
No,
I'll tell you that.
Because you always need a tool that you don't have. Like, damn, I need this for this. Damn, I need
that's
this.
the thing. But when I've always thought, oh, you can make your own furniture. You save so much money. Actually, you don't. Like, it's way cheaper just to buy.
You can save the money and buy it. Actually,
right.
But here's the thing.
But it's not going to last 2 generations.
Yeah, in the long run, you made it with your hands. It's something you could pass down to your children and their children. And it's also I made this.
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean, it's a completely different respect. For,
see this IKEA recliner? It was passed down from my great grandfather.
Yeah,
You're never gonna hear. That's the only time you're ever gonna hear that.
But like, I mean, some of the stuff I make, you can throw it off a moving train. I mean, the joinery and it takes a long time to get it that way.
Yeah. But I'm always amazed by like good craftsmanship of like mostly things that are made by wood. Like when you see like something that's the corners are bound really nice. Like that took some time
and heart. You know, it takes some heart.
Yeah, I mean, I have
much like Fat Bison, fatbison.com.
Yeah, he's a good woodsman.
Actually, that guy's incredible. I like to watch his stuff on the internet. I need to hang out with that dude now that I've moved down here. I didn't realize you guys were friends.
Oh, yeah.
We're all
high school
kind of in the
sign
same
right
stuff.
here.
Oh, yeah. So, like, you can see what's capable of doing.
Absolutely, man.
But, like, you know, I mean, that's kind of what I've been into essentially since my son was born. Just trying to gear away from, I mean, I spent like 12 straight years at the bar every day or play, you know, something that wasn't healthy.
Right.
But, you know, it's kind of become what I am now, you know, like it's something that I really care about and it's cool, but like.
Well, that's great, man. We talk about that all the time, like having a passion and throwing yourself into it.
Right.
You know, and that's kind of what defines you. And like, that's a good, healthy way to think about things.
Well, it's a lot harder to get 4 or 5 guys together to play music. You know, I mean, that will always be my number one, but you know, I can always go outside and make something.
Yeah. Are you still playing though?
I play every day.
You play every day.
Yeah.
Still. Are you gonna do bands again, or what? Or are you doing a band right now?
I keep asking people, and they don't seem to be interested.
Too busy doing cover shows. I guess.
Well, they just we're all old. People
it's
have
true.
Lives.
Well, like I said at the beginning of the show, man, like life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Like life happens.
Yeah, my dream band is no shows. Record only.
Just a recording project.
Yeah.
The Mike Powers project.
Or, you know.
It's got a good ring to it.
It does.
Just call my buddy Alan Parsons. See if we can...
Yes. Do a little collab.
Yeah, I mean, I will never give that up. But I've given up the thinking it's going to be, you know. That's the thing, is super naive for the longest time, being like, well, this is just who I'm going to be, you know.
We call it buying the van.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
mean,
the flashback.
How many vans have you know, that's a good question.
Yeah, how many vans has your name been on the title?
Like 4 or 5 vans deep.
Oh man.
Okay, let's name some van names. You guys name your vans?
Oh, never had a van to name.
We had Vanshin. We had Big Bertha.
Mm-hmm.
We had
these are all Econoline F1, right?
2 of them were the 3500 Econolines. One of them was a. I mean, I had 2 vans before I got out of high school.
You had a van when I met you.
Was it gold or blue?
At the Gatewood House, it was gold.
Yeah,
the one that broke down.
Oh, that was then. Okay, yeah.
And we moved to Norman, and you. So you just had to leave it.
Just for the listeners, if you can find yourself a V8 Safari van,
mm-hmm.
buy it.
Is that the one?
Because I put that thing over 800,000 miles, and it's still on the road somewhere.
800,000 miles?
Easily, yeah.
Like almost a million?
Yeah, no problem.
Dude.
Holy shit.
It was like a 92.
There's a part of me that really wants to buy a van.
I want a van every single day.
I like them because it's you can do the same thing you can with the truck. You can put a lot of shit in it.
Yeah.
You can sleep in
You
it.
can
That shit
sleep
doesn't get
in it.
rained on.
True.
It's
Pull
not
the
going to get
seats
rained
out.
on.
I mean, do whatever.
But man,
You can
like
fuck in it.
when that Tesla
yes, sir, you
site.
can.
You ever fucked in a van?
Absolutely.
I
Of
figured.
course,
Absolutely.
who hasn't fucked in a van?
Me?
Have you fucked in an automobile?
Yes.
Okay. What's the strangest automobile you've effed in?
A 93 Dodge Shadow. Very small.
Not a lot of room.
Tiny backseat.
Mm.
I want to say a 83 Buick Skyhawk.
Oh,
Not the Lark,
the Hawk.
the Hawk.
Small space.
I mean, it's a Buick.
See, mine
Buicks are, you can stretch out in those boys.
Yeah.
Mine was
leg room.
Mine was
Yeah.
actually a bigger. Mine was a boat. It was a Buick LeSabre. It was
Oh, no, the Sabres were some good.
early '90s Buick LeSabre, and
Some
the front
HJs
seat
in
because
those
it was
boys.
a bench. So much room to move around.
Yeah.
In my parents' driveway.
Got a lot of third leg room in that one.
Mm.
You didn't
There you
even
go.
take a lap.
Some of that homeless hog.
You just hitting the driveway jobs, huh?
Well, you go to the park, you go to the lake, you go somewhere. You got to find your private spot. You know?
Sometimes it's in your very own driveway.
You know, and now that I'm an
I couldn't
adult,
wait. I couldn't wait to get inside.
now that I'm an
Literally.
adult and thinking back on it, like maybe that was the safest route. Because if you get caught, boning at a fucking park,
That's jail time.
that's not going to end out well.
No, it's not. You're going to make the
as
news.
a kid, you're like, I don't really care. I just don't want to get caught by my parents.
Yeah.
Which is way safer.
100%. Like, I'd rather face the long arm of the law than dear old dad.
Have you had cops come to a window while you're making out or getting your
Oh,
DS?
absolutely.
or
High
anything?
school
I
parking
think
lot, man.
Weezer Pinkerton was on the radio.
Oh, sure.
Mine was
I had to pause it.
Limp Bizkit Nookie.
That album sold itself.
Was also wearing the shirt.
You were getting down to some
Wow.
LB.
Yeah, I was.
I guess
We
that's-
talked about the story of like having to hide the
Oh,
cum
yeah,
on your
yeah,
shirt when you're
yeah.
walking in the house. Like,
yeah. Thank God for the 90s huge shirts.
exactly.
Right.
My dad's like, "Why is your shirt off? It's 2 degrees outside." I'm like, "I was hot. I don't know."
But
And I,
also, like the downside of
shame
wearing
hid
like
it.
giant, like
To bury
khaki
it.
Dickies that like this a cum stain in Dickies is just very apparent.
It's a go home stain.
Well, it's
Yeah,
waterproof. It just kind of just sits there.
That's true. The water resistant. Yeah. Ugh.
Dickies, though. Love them.
Me too. Brought him back for
They're
the Blink
comfy.
show.
Yeah?
And man, I
Where do
was
you go to the outlet?
I bought mine online.
Roger's
Yeah.
a frugal man. He
Not
bought his online.
what
No,
we
I
did
got
back
that,
in the
but
day.
like, man, pants and shoes. I just can't pull the
Gotta
trigger
try 'em
online.
on.
Yeah.
I feel
Because you never know what you're gonna get.
Well, it was a whole.
Well, even Levi's to Levi's, they're not the same.
It's true
Yeah.
because they cut them like stacked 20 high, so the
Right.
top one is actually bigger than the
Accurate.
bottom or smaller, whatever.
Whatever it is, it's there's
Is that
play.
true?
in the-
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
weird. I didn't
There's
know
a
that.
press and they roll as they cut.
Yep. I had a whole saga
Weird.
with buying my Dickie shorts for the Blink 405 show. Actually ended up with like 6 pairs because
Hell yeah.
I kept wanting to return them. They're like, "We'll just send you a new pair because those are too small or those are too
About to
big."
open a Dickies store.
So I got to keep them. Yeah, it's my
got a kiosk.
retirement plan.
Oh, dude, yeah, we could do that. Open up our own Dickies.
Well, as much as those
Barely
Jinkos are
used
going
Dickies.
for.
So stupid. I just want a pair of Jinkos. Okay, it's winter.
If I get Jinkos, they're definitely going to be the cords, the fat cords. They're super
If you can
cozy.
find them, good luck.
Nothing cooler than those fat cords back in the day.
Man, I was really dumb. I cut mine into shorts. That was just such.
Robbie here had a pair of kickwears that he cut into shorts, and I thought they were the coolest fucking
Kickwear,
thing.
was that the pennies?
No, kickwear was it was like the raver version of Jinkos.
yeah, they were a little bigger,
way
a
bigger.
little bigger.
Bigger than the elephants or whatever they were? It was like a 36-inch.
They
didn't
started.
have
Let's say
those.
they started there. There might have been a little Venn diagram overlap.
Well, we
but-
were old enough to remember that 90s rave scene where it's
Yeah, like 69-inch pants, man.
Yeah.
With like glow stick holders in them and shit like that.
Yep.
Weird
Not
shit.
cool.
No.
But it was.
It was at the time.
Yeah, right? It was cool then, not cool now.
What do they say? As of the style, then
Sure. I mean, Jinko's still, they're trying to do it again, but
they lowered those prices after Josh left a Yelp review.
$78. They were almost $300
I
for a
was
pair
going
of
to
jeans.
say, what are they now? Okay.
Well, no, it was $300.
I remember that, yeah.
And
I checked about a year ago.
I talked shit on a review, and they lowered it, and they lowered it again to $78. I'm like, that's close to what they cost back in the day.
That's it's indicative that you're the target market then.
Yeah. Well,
If this guy's not going to buy
Yeah.
this 37-year-old,
This guy in his weird butthole, if he can't get in these pants. then-
goddamn kids aren't going to buy them.
kids ain't gonna buy them. That is for sure.
Well, all right, guys. It's time.
We've reached the end of the movie.
We're wrapping it up. And Mike, thank you so much for coming on, man.
It's been
Do
a
you-
pleasure, guys.
Anybody have any closing thoughts? I'm going to open the table. Not that you have to say anything, but I figured this is it. This is your
Hey,
time.
let's do this. By the time you hear this, the day will already be done. But Turkey Day.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving with your family. I hope you didn't have to eat some weird shit that your Aunt Sandra brought. It's weird that I said that because I actually have an Aunt Sandra.
That's what he said.
Let's go. Let's do this. Go around the horn for the last round. What's your favorite thing to put on your Thanksgiving plate?
That's a good question. Man, you know, it's probably the worst answer,
Mm-hmm.
but only because you only eat it once a year.
Mm-hmm.
The canned cranberry
that was
slice.
good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
No, that's awesome.
You guys
When I
stepping
was
on
a
each other's
kid-
cranberries?
When I was a kid, it was the
No,
grossest thing in the
but
world to
every
me.
family has one cranberry guy.
Dude,
Like,
that guy is me.
That's me, too.
Now.
So wait, you didn't like it as a kid, but you love it now.
I like to just grab the whole gelatinous
Yeah.
cylinder and just take a
With
bite.
the rings of the can still on it?
Absolutely. That shit is bomb.
Okay,
man, it's sliced by the time it comes to me. I always want to like take a bite out of the side.
Seriously.
just like jaws it. I never ate it as a kid. I've never eaten it. So maybe this year I'll give it a try.
Give it a whirl.
I think I've been eating it wrong. You got to eat it with on the meat.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you can do it, but you're supposed. It's like a chutney sauce. You're supposed
yes.
to put it on something.
You get a
but I've
slice.
just been eating fucking straight cranberry sauce.
You get a slice of
What
that.
is this? But I mean, I guess I'll eat it.
Get a slice of that magic disc.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on top of the turkey.
Oh, shit.
And then maybe get a little stuffing too.
That's the move.
Have a little medley going.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Mix it all.
you get the tart, the
Yeah,
salt,
well,
you get the
salt.
Thanksgiving, the spread is always so random. You're like, well, this all has to. Something's got to work with the other thing.
All right. Since I stepped on your toes, Mike, what's your
I mean,
second favorite?
obviously mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah.
And if you're smart, you put the corn in the mashed potatoes and you mix that shit.
So KFC bowl fucking totally stole all of our childhood things
Absolutely,
we did.
they
Like,
were
just
like
throw it all in a
listening.
bowl and
It was
whip
like
it up.
goddamn NSA listening to our conversations. Yeah.
Hey Google, you hear that?
It's the best.
Hey Google, I got another idea. Biscuit crust, mashed potatoes, fried chicken, and cheese pizza. There you go.
Ooh.
Okay, wait. In 6 months, that will be
Calling it.
reality.
Yeah, fucking.
All right, what's
Papa
yours?
John.
I know you're
Dude,
not a meat eater, so
I'm not a meat
turkey's
eater,
off
but
the
man,
table.
it's the fucking stuffing. I could eat a whole plate of just stuffing.
Stuffing fucking rules, dude.
It
I
really
love
does.
it. And
100%.
here's the deal. Thanksgiving food is probably my favorite of the holiday foods.
Mm-hmm.
I know that most holidays there's not really foods associated. I guess some are. I guess it's about 50-50. But man, Thanksgiving dinner is the shit. And I like Thanksgiving because there's no stress of buying presents.
It's the best.
Yep.
It's the
You
best
just hang
holiday.
with your family and
Yeah.
eat. That's dope.
It's the last true holiday
And you nap.
where it's not about buying shit.
Corporate
True.
greed, man.
Yeah.
So
Fucking
true.
corporate drones. You and your corporate drones going to the mall on your Black Friday. What you got to do is opt out. Hashtag opt out.
No, you don't. Just
Hashtag Butterball.
consume.
Or fucking, dude, buy it online.
Yeah.
There's people already doing Black Friday sales.
Well, I don't know if you know about this, but there's a little thing called Cyber Monday.
Yeah. Get your deals.
Oh, that's what that's about?
Wait, what did you say your favorite? Oh, you said stuffing, right?
Stuffing, man.
Yeah, man. Stuffing
And just
rules.
homemade rolls. None of that store-bought shit.
Oh, you don't fuck with those Hawaiians?
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
I'll fuck with Hawaiian if it's there.
Of course you do.
I
but-
call them my little kings.
But fucking just a homemade, just a big fucking roll, and you just shove some butter in that shit. And hopefully the roll's still hot, so when you squeeze it, it
We do
melts.
cold butter, hot bun?
Cold butter, hot bun. I like it.
All right, having said that, thank you all for listening. Mike, thanks again for
Thank
coming
you.
by.
Thanks for
and
having me.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.